as we are strong.
Government's role is not to create harm. And what they often forget is we are not the peasants and they're the kings. They work for us. On active duty, and aside from my family and children, that is the greatest honor that I ever had the privilege of doing.
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਰੇਡੀਓ USA ਪੰਜਾਬੀ TV USA ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਰਾਜਕਰਨਬੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕੁਝ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਬਾਬਤ। ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਰੈਜ਼ਨੋ ਕਾਉਂਟੀ ਸੁਪਰਵਾਈਜ਼ਰ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਡਿਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਟ 2 ਤੋਂ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ। ਉਹ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨਗੇ, ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਸਾਂਝੇ ਕਰਨਗੇ, ਕੁਝ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਸਵਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ 5 ਮਾਰਚ ਨੂੰ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਆ। ਸੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਜੁੜ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਗੈਰੀ ਬ੍ਰੈਡਫੈਲਡ। Garry, welcome.
Thank you so much.
So, before we discuss any issues, why don't you tell about yourself?
Well, I'm by profession a clinical psychologist, although retired at this point. I've also been serving on the city council. This is my 3rd term. I'm in my last year, my 12th year. And it's just been an incredible honor to serve people. And I've decided that I wanted to continue to serve, and that's why I made a decision to run for the Fresno County Board of Supervisors in District 2.
How is going to be different from being a city council to a supervisor? What's the job change like?
Sure. Well, on the city, you're responsible for the police and firefighters, making sure garbage is picked up, and dealing with, crime and things of that sort. On the county level, there are similarities, but also very big differences. On the county, you're responsible for budgets related to the district attorney's office, the deputy sheriffs, Department of Public Health, Department of Behavioral Health, social services in the county. So it's a wide-ranging responsibilities because it's a county-wide situation. But there are similarities. Of course, you want to be funding the deputy sheriffs and making sure that we have enough prosecutors and judges and sheriffs to enforce crime, that the jail is run efficiently and effectively. So there's a lot of similarities, but also some big changes as well.
So as we know, fiscal responsibility for any county is a big thing.
Yep.
So as a supervisor, now you're in city council, and what do you see? How do you see right now our supervisors? Are they doing a good enough job? And if you come into this position, how would you like to change if you want to change anything?
Well, yeah, I don't think the person that I'm running against has been doing a very good job at all. They have a $5 billion budget at the city of Fresno. We have a $2 billion budget. At the city of Fresno, when we approve our budget, we have department heads come before the city council. It takes a month to go through the process. Mm-hmm. At the county, they pass a $5 billion budget, almost 2.5 times as large, and they do it in 15 minutes. And a lot of that is because it's all worked out behind closed doors. They had last time 1 public hearing.
That's it.
No public comment. That's going to change when I go there. We're going to have department heads coming before the board in a public meeting and going through that budget and dissecting it and really putting the priorities where there needs to be. So that's a big difference. The other difference is that I bring accountability, transparency. I've done that the whole time I've been on the city council. If you recall, it wasn't too long ago, there was a dangerous Chinese lab that was discovered in Reedley.
Yeah.
And the county board of supervisors and county officials knew about it for 8 months before it was exposed by a reporter in Reedley. That's unacceptable. The public had a right to know that there was a COVID lab that had dangerous infectious agents, and they didn't feel they had a right to know, and so they tried to hide it. That will never happen when I'm there. And so these are the kinds of things that I'm going to bring to the Board of Supervisors, which is that the public has a right to know these things, that there needs to be transparency.
It's a matter of public safety.
Totally. And that went on. And so when that went on, I raised questions about why wasn't the public made aware of this? And so people who know me know that I'm a guy who speaks out. You know exactly where I stand on issues. And I'm going to bring that same fight and passion to the Board of Supervisors.
How many other persons are running for
We have 4
seat?
other people besides myself who are running.
What's the area for people who don't know if they are under your district
Sure.
or not?
Well, it's a massive. It's very urban. It's in the city of Fresno, pretty much, and the city of Clovis. On the eastern side, it goes all the way to Minnewawa in Clovis. On the western side, it goes all the way to 99, and in the north, it goes all the way to the river, Copper River, and in the south, it goes down as far as Shields Avenue. So it's a massive district. The district I represent in the city of Fresno is Northeast Fresno, and that encompasses 50% of the entire district. So I know the district very well. I obviously know urban issues very well, and I think that'll be very helpful for me as I go to the county and address these issues.
What other issues other than fiscal responsibility do you see are in forefront of this race?
Well, it's always about making communities safe. You know, as a city councilman, we have hired the most officers, police officers in the city's history, 925. City of Fresno firefighters, we have 375, highest level ever. The county has different problems because they have a deputy sheriff, so it's not police, but they clearly need more deputy sheriffs in the jail. They're down, I understand, about 80 correctional officers. So we need to be providing, again, the priorities that make our community safe. We need more judges. There's not enough judges to prosecute cases. So it's about making sure there are priorities. And of course, I'm going to support all the agricultural issues that are needed, making sure water is provided to farmers. That's obviously an ongoing issue all the time. And so even though I represent an urban area, you know, Fresno County is the agricultural hub for the world and providing food. And so we will make sure that those issues continue to be addressed, and I'll be a very strong advocate for farmers and businesses, just as I've been for businesses on the city council.
So talking about businesses, a lot of crime creeping up.
Oh, yeah.
Homelessness situation.
Yep.
A lot of businesses complained about it. You were on the city council, so how do you dealt with it, and do you think that this problem is going to get solved?
Well, I think the only way it truly will get solved is if you change the laws, which comes out of Sacramento. You know, the state has put billions of dollars in this problem. The problem is still here. And, you know, when you allow people to use drugs on the street, and there are no consequences, there's no accountability, you're not going to change it.
You're not prosecuting anyone.
Not prosecuting anybody. And it used to be that if you were doing drugs, you were forced into a drug treatment program or you went to jail. That's not allowed anymore. You can actually be shooting up on the street and not get arrested.
We're seeing it.
Yeah, you see it. The county also, and a lot of people don't know this, the county has been supportive of a state-funded program where they hand out 20,000 needles to drug addicts every week. Now they're handing out crack pipes to drug addicts so they can smoke fentanyl because they think it's safer to smoke fentanyl than shoot it up. This is the kind of insanity that goes on. The Fresno County Board of Supervisors have supported this as a majority. They've now moved this program into a county public health building on Fulton Street. I'm going to fight to end that program. And people who know me know that I fight, and I will bring that fight to the county.
You mentioned earlier you've been a psychologist.
Yes.
Mental health is a big issue right now and all across the nation. How do you see it in Fresno County?
Well, I bring a unique perspective, obviously. They have a social services, they have a Department of Behavioral Health. At the city of Fresno, we don't feel that the county really provides us the support to deal with the homeless situation. Now, there are people clearly who have mental health issues, and they need to be treated through the county. I think my background in mental health obviously provides me with a unique perspective when I go to the county, and I'm going to make sure that there is greater collaboration between the county and the city.
So you talked about agriculture, about water. So that's a big issue. We have a regular farming program on our station, and there always has been a problem with water, how much you can pump underneath. Sigma laws are coming in, and they are getting implemented. People are basically losing their land, they are losing their livelihoods because of those fines and fees on water. As a supervisor, like, I know it might not be a big problem in Fresno County, but maybe do you have a say in other districts, or how do you see you can talk to these farmers, they can save up their livelihoods?
Well, listen, I will always be a strong supporter for people and their businesses. And clearly, in Fresno County, where we are producing food for the world, we always have to be supportive of agriculture. The problem is, again, it comes back to Sacramento. And Sacramento people who know nothing about Fresno County and represent Los Angeles and San Francisco. So we have to continue to battle those folks. We have to continue to be a strong voice and advocate for the farmers. I will be that, just as I've been on the city of Fresno. And we also, of course, have to beef up our water storage. Enough building trains, bullet trains to nowhere that waste 90 to 100 billion dollars. And instead, those dollars should be helping bring water to farmers and helping farmers. And that's the kind of thing that I'm going to continue to advocate for and fight for.
Now, the governor and a lot of city officials, not over here, in different places, maybe over here too, and a lot of city mayors, they are in unison that they want to change Prop 47 that basically established our smash and grab and everything over here. How do you see that? Do you believe that it needs to be changed? Do you believe that the governor's plan is good, or do you see it in a different way?
Listen, we live in a state where we have legislators who are pro-criminal, where you have a governor who has released tens of thousands of criminals into our community. He's closing jails. Prop 47, Prop 57, AB 109, no cash bail policies. All of these policies are pro-criminal. We have to get rid of Prop 47 is really what we need to be doing. But it's difficult to do because of the state that we live in, and it's run by radicals and crazy folks up in Sacramento. The effort to change Prop 47, I absolutely support it. It would be great if we could eradicate it, get rid of it completely, because it has made all of our families, all of our communities more unsafe. And these are the kinds of things that we have to fight against. So I fully support the efforts to change 47 and to strengthen the laws in California. They've weakened every criminal law in Sacramento. You now can go in and rob stores for $950 and you just simply walk out.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
You got three
absolutely
chances
insane.
for it too.
Absolutely insane.
Absolutely. And now governor is talking about Prop 1-2, that homelessness situation, $6 billion in bonds. As you mentioned earlier, you think that there are already billions of dollars being spent on it. Do you think this Prop 1 can save anything?
I'm not sure that it can save anything. I think you have to change the laws that says it's okay to sleep on the street, that it's okay to do drugs on the street, that there are no consequences for criminal behavior. We should not, it is not humane to let people sleep on streets. It is not humane to hand out needles to drug addicts so they can continue to fuel their addiction. It is upside down. We have to change the laws if we're truly going to address the homeless crisis in this area. We have to not just continue to give them freebies. We have to not allow people who are here illegally, now the governor wants to give them health care. So all of this is a burden on the taxpayer. All of this has resulted in people leaving and fleeing the state. I know that because I've walked to 16,000 homes already for my campaign. I started walking in April of last year. It's been 10 months. And people are leaving. I walk to doors where they're packing up and they tell me they're leaving because they can't take it here anymore.
Where are they leaving to?
Oh, they go to Texas, they go to Florida, they go to states where there is sanity in the laws. And they're not heavily burdened by all the taxes that we have in this state. We're one of the highest tax states.
What do you want to say to those people? California is a dream state. People come over here to live over here. Nice weather, everything's good over here. How do you think we can? How do you think you can change their minds? Is there a way?
Well, it is a beautiful state. That's why we're here. We love this state. Okay, the weather is beautiful. You can be in the mountains, you can be in the ocean, but Sacramento politicians have destroyed this state. Radical mayors have destroyed San Francisco, which was one of the most beautiful cities. People don't go there anymore. LA is the same thing. San Diego, I'm down there, I see homeless encampments everywhere. It's the policies that are destroying the state. And so we've got to, at some point, help people understand that they have to vote differently. You can't continue to vote for all of these crazy policies and expect to live in a safe or a healthy or an economically vibrant city. It's unsustainable state. It's unsustainable, and that's why we've had 500,000 people leave the state. And the only way we're going to turn it around is when we start electing people who know that there has to be accountability for crime, and they stop all of the terrible policies that weaken our economy.
If elected supervisor for this county, how do you see that you can fight with Sacramento?
Well, there are other counties that have sued the state when they've done crazy things. For example, during COVID, when they were locking down businesses, there were counties that sued Newsom and the state to keep businesses open, to fight these radical policies. I think that's part of it, is standing up to Sacramento, speaking out against the radical policies. The problem often for people who are on our side, the conservative side, who believe in accountability, is we elect people who talk a good game but don't stand up and fight. I am a fighter, and I stand up and speak out on corruption, a lack of accountability, lack of transparency, and I'm going to bring that same fight to the county. I hope to bring people along with me who are also on that board and recognize that we have to defend farmers, we have to defend our constituents, we have to defend law enforcement, and that's the kind of leadership I'm going to bring to the county, just as I brought to the city.
So, as you know, a lot of Punjabis are in trucking businesses over here, store businesses over here. If elected as a supervisor, how do you can make their life better or their businesses grow more?
Well, I've always been pro-business, and the way you do that is you reduce the regulations, you reduce the burdens on them. But my door has always been open to every business person. They know that. That's why we've had tremendous support from the people that have businesses. I've had a lot of support from the Punjabi community throughout the years on the city council. They know that I am a supporter and always been an advocate for what they're going through and dealing with government. And I will continue to do that as a supervisor on the Board of Supervisors.
Recently, there was this bill, SB 547, I guess, that says that you can't fight back on your business if somebody is trying to rob you or if a crime is getting committed over there. What's your stance on that? I know it's already passed, but still, what do you think of it?
Well, I think we're living in the twilight zone. In California, that's insane. You should always be able to defend your property. You should always be able to defend yourself. In other states that are rational, run by people who have common sense, you can defend yourself. They have defend yourself laws. So this is, again, a state run by pro-criminal lunatics who make it difficult to do business here. And that's why businesses have fled the state.
Thank you, Garry. Any other last thoughts you want to pitch in?
No, I just ask for people, March 5th is the day. I encourage them to go out and vote. I'd certainly love to have their support. I ask for their support. And I just want people to know in the Punjabi community, they always have a friend in me. And they've had one since I've been in office, and they'll continue to have one.
Thank you.